Hello, everyone. Have you ever felt like you're practicing English all alone and not seeing the results you want? What if I told you that a language partner might be the key to your progress? Pauses to engage audience. Well, today, we're going to dive into the power of having a language partner and why it's essential for improving your English.
Exactly. Having someone to practice with can make a world of difference. And it's not just about practicing, but about learning in a fun and interactive way. So, what does it really mean to have a language partner, Razel?
A language partner is simply someone you practice speaking a language with. Both of you are learning, or maybe one person is more fluent and helps the other. It's like having a workout buddy, but for language.
And just like with a workout partner, the idea is to keep each other motivated. You speak, listen, and even correct each other. It's a natural way to improve.
So, why is a language partner so important? Let's put it this way. Imagine trying to learn a sport, but never playing with another person. It's the same with language. You can study grammar and vocabulary all day, but without speaking, it's hard to improve. A language partner forces you to speak and helps you stay on track.
Right. For example, I once met someone learning English, and they'd been studying from books for years. But when they started practicing with a language partner, their speaking skills improved in just a few months. It's that interaction that really accelerates your learning.
Can you relate to this? Have any of you experienced a boost in your learning after practicing with someone? Let us know in the comments.
There are so many benefits to having a language partner. First off, it's real-time practice. You're forced to think quickly, listen carefully, and respond naturally.
Yes, and it's not just about talking. A good language partner can point out mistakes you didn't even realize you were making. And it works both ways. You help them, they help you. Plus, it's a great way to learn new phrases or slang that you won't always find in textbooks.
For example, I had a language partner when I was learning Spanish. We would talk about our day, and she would teach me local phrases I never knew before. It was like cultural immersion without leaving my home.
Speaking of cultural immersion, don't you think having a language partner also introduces us to the cultural side of language?
Absolutely. It's a window into their world, how they think, their expressions, and how language is used in real life.
So how exactly does having a language partner improve your English skills?
For starters, it makes speaking and listening a regular part of your routine. You're not just learning passively. You're actively engaging in conversations.
That's right. And speaking practice is so crucial because English learners often struggle with confidence. A language partner helps you build that confidence over time.
And let's not forget, you're getting immediate feedback. If you say something wrong, your partner can correct you right away.
Here's a quick example. Imagine you say, "I go to the market yesterday." Your language partner might point out, "No, you should say I went to the market yesterday." You learn right there and then.
Now, who can be a good language partner? It doesn't always have to be someone who is fluent. It could be someone at the same level as you, or even a bit more advanced.
Exactly. Sometimes, having a partner at the same level makes it less intimidating. You're both learning, so you don't feel too pressured.
I once practiced with someone who was only slightly better than me in English. It pushed me just enough, but it wasn't overwhelming.
Finding the right language partner can be tricky. How do you identify a good one?
Look for someone who is committed and willing to practice regularly. They don't have to be perfect, but they should be dedicated to the process.
And it's important to have shared goals. For example, Maybe both of you want to improve your speaking skills. That way, you're both working towards the same thing.
Also, find someone who is patient and willing to correct your mistakes without being too harsh.
Now, there can be some practical difficulties with language partners. What do you think, Ricky?
One common issue is scheduling. It can be hard to find a time that works for both of you, especially if you're in different time zones.
Exactly. To solve this, try to set up a regular schedule that works for both. Maybe once or twice a week at a specific time.
Another problem could be that your partner isn't giving enough feedback. If that happens, don't be afraid to ask for more specific corrections.
How can we measure improvement over time with a language partner?
One way is to record your conversations. You can listen to yourself after a few weeks and notice if you're speaking more fluently or making fewer mistakes.
Yes. Another great way is to track your goals. Maybe 1 week, your goal is to master 5 new phrases. Check in with your partner to see how well you've used them in conversation.
How do you track your progress? Share your methods with us.
To wrap up, let's share some simple tricks or hacks.
One trick I recommend is using apps like language exchange platforms to find partners.
Yes, and also don't be afraid to make mistakes. Your language partner is there to help, not judge.
Lastly, try to make it fun. Talk about topics you enjoy, whether it's food, movies, or travel.
All right, that was a great discussion. Now, we're moving on to one of our favorite parts of the show, the audience Q&A segment. We've received some fantastic questions from you, and we're excited to dive in. Let's hear from our first listener. Hi, I'm Sarah from Canada. I've been learning English for a while now, but I always feel shy when speaking with my language partner. How can I overcome this shyness?
Great question, Sarah. Shyness is something many language learners face, and the key is to start small. Begin with simple conversations. You don't have to dive into complex topics right away.
Exactly. And remember, your language partner is there to help, not judge. Try talking about topics you're comfortable with, like your daily routine or hobbies. The more relaxed the conversation, the easier it gets. Ricky, remember when we talked about how you started with small talks in Spanish?
Yes, I used to feel the same way when learning Spanish, but my language partner and I agreed to start with basic topics like what we ate for breakfast. It took the pressure off and slowly built my confidence. Sarah, you'll see progress if you keep practicing, one small step at a time.
And don't forget to celebrate those small victories, Sarah, even if it's just a few sentences spoken confidently. Let us know how it goes.
Hello, I'm Ahmed from Egypt. I want to know how I can make my language partner sessions more effective. Sometimes we just end up chatting casually without focusing on improving specific areas.
Hi, Ahmed. That's a great question. It's important to have a bit of structure in your sessions. One trick is to set a specific goal for each session. For example, you could focus on improving your vocabulary or pronunciation for that day.
Yes, having a goal gives your conversation direction. Let's say one session you want to work on past tense. You could both agree to share stories from your week and focus on using past tense verbs.
Another fun method is role-playing. You could pretend to be in different scenarios, like ordering food at a restaurant or booking a hotel room. It makes the session interactive and allows you to use language in real-life situations.
I had a language partner once where we pretended to be at an airport. It was not only effective, but also a lot of fun. Ahmed, try this in your next session and let us know if it helps make your conversations more productive.
Hi, I'm Priya from India. My question is, what should I do if my language partner doesn't give me enough feedback? I sometimes feel like I'm not improving because they're too polite to correct my mistakes.
Hi, Priya. That's a common issue. Sometimes people are too polite and don't want to seem critical. One thing you can do is directly ask for feedback at the start of the conversation.
Yes, let them know that you want them to correct your mistakes, even the small ones. You can say something like, "Please stop me if I say something incorrectly. I really want to improve."
And if they still hesitate, you can ask for feedback at the end of the conversation. For example, after you finish talking, say something like, "What could I have said better?" Or, "Did you notice any mistakes?"
Another idea is to make it a two-way street. You could both agree to correct each other so it feels more balanced and less one-sided. For example, if your partner says, "I go yesterday," you can gently remind them it's actually went. This way, both of you are learning and improving together.
Exactly. Priya, don't hesitate to speak up and ask for what you need. A good language partner will appreciate your determination to improve.
Great questions, everyone. We love hearing from our listeners, and it's always exciting to see how engaged you are with the topic.
Absolutely. And remember, your questions help us create more interactive and useful content for you. If you have more, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments.
We hope these answers have helped you understand how to make the most of your language partner sessions. Keep practicing, and don't forget, learning a language is a journey, and having a partner by your side makes it so much more rewarding.
Thanks again to everyone who sent in their questions. We love the interaction. Keep them coming, and we'll be sure to include more of your thoughts in future episodes.
Thanks for joining us today. Until next time, happy learning.